Hi everyone, it's Agnes, and I've got a success story, and it's from a viewer called Zack. So, Zack says, through this process, I've been changing and doing I am affirmations. One of the affirmations was, money comes easily and effortlessly to me. I always kind of laughed at this one because with the current economic climate, I wasn't expecting a bonus anytime soon, but also didn't really care or offer any resistance to it. I just thought it'd be nice to have. Fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, and our accounting team sent out the commission calculation for our approval. I worked in recruitment in Japan. I work, and I confirmed my commission was 0 yen. I had no issues with it, was slightly disappointed, but just kept thinking on my affirmation and sort of just let it go. Due to the coronavirus, Japan recently announced that all its residents would receive around 100,000 JPY, Japan yen, or around 1,000 US dollars. I thought, yeah, maybe, but it doesn't really seem that big to me. It didn't feel like that was the amount flowing to me that I had envisaged. Yesterday, I couldn't find my debit card. As I let you know, I wasn't sure if I'd dropped it or I'd just forgotten it in my apartment somewhere, but I called to cancel and reissue a new one. In doing so, I logged into my account to check my balance, and I noticed it was much higher than it should have been. I then logged into my payslip online, and I saw that I'd received an extra 600,000 JPY, Japan yen, or around 6,000 US dollars, calculated as a bonus payment on top of my salary. I immediately questioned HR to make sure they didn't make a mistake and I wouldn't be taking money that wasn't mine. HR told me that the project we worked on last year for an Indian startup that we couldn't fill due to a lot of mess on the client had the refund terms renegotiated from 50% to 25%, and thus I was awarded my commission based on the new numbers. This project had ended back in December and the refund was processed months ago. This was even more shocking because the business director who was in charge of the project on our side had recently resigned a couple of weeks ago. So seeing this, I just knew that this was my proof of Neville's teachings and the law of assumption. In total, I gained an extra 7,000 US dollars for doing nothing more than assuming that money flows easily to me and staying in that belief. I am determined to keep this up and shift my beliefs and assumptions for all manifestations in my life. But this was definitely a small success and I wanted to share. So, now, Zack, after I sent him a little email, sent more of his story. He said, "Dear Agnes, but there is actually more to this story. Please let me continue below if you'd like to include the whole thing. Also, it's my birthday and I'm just about to do the last day of your course now. You are such an amazing soul and thank you for helping me to love myself." Ah, that's lovely. Thank you, Zack. Story continued. At the same time, lately, I've been noticing floaters in my eye. I get really freaked out and went to my eye doctor who assured me nothing was wrong. When I was 17, I was diagnosed with keratoconus, which is an eye disorder of the cornea where it bends and shapes into a cone shape, blurring your vision. I have been legally blind out of my left eye for years and I've just kind of gotten used to the right eye taking over. The eye doctor said to come back in a month if it got worse. It started getting worse and I noticed more floaters and immediately thought worst case scenario. My friend said maybe I have glaucoma, which is easily fixed. I decided to go to the eye doctor the next day. Before I went to bed, I closed my eyes and envisaged sitting in the doctor's office and her telling me that I have nothing wrong with my eyes and I have perfect vision. The doctor specializes in keratoconus and they have various contact lenses that cost quite a bit of money without insurance. I had received hard contacts called the scleral lens, if I've pronounced that correctly, Zack, when I was 18, but they were so hard to put in. I was so young I never used them. One lens cost $1,600 so 2 lenses would have cost me $3,200. I felt now that I had my bonus, this was what I was meant to spend it on. I went to the doctor and she said there was nothing wrong with my eyes and that it was just a part of getting older. I made the appointment to get the contacts fitted the next day. That night I thought about how I really wanted the contacts to be cheaper. My dad offered to pay half for my birthday as a present, but even then I wanted it to be cheaper than $1,600. When I went to the doctors, they fitted my right eye with a soft contact lens, which I didn't know I could do because years ago they fitted both for the scleral lens. This brought the price down to $1,900 total and split 2 ways. That's a little over $900. When I spoke with the doctor after the fitting, she told me I had 20/20 vision with the contacts. For the first time in years, I could see again out of my left eye. Guys, this works. This 100% works. You need to let go of the resistance and just allow it to come to you. I love you all. Wow, that's brilliant, Zack. That is really brilliant. Wonderful, wonderful news for you. Woo-hoo! Thank you for sharing your story. It's great to hear stories of people applying this in different ways. So one more thing, I have got a brand new interview, a blog talk radio. Since I am in Sydney, I have done another radio show. And for those of you that would like to listen and just check in, it is another interview that I've done with Blog Talk Radio Melbourne, Australia. And it's always in line with the stuff that we share on the channel here. Lots of love, and I will see you, as always, in the next YouTube. I hope you're taking good care of yourselves wherever you are in the world.